force longer rotations.
Xavier Simpson with 5 on the shot clock. Simpson shovels to Wagner, left that one a little short, and David DeLeo with the rebound. There's Roundtree. He started his career at Missouri State, the turnover. Abdul Rahman on the run. Backs up for the 3. And ball home, and Michigan with the early lead.
I like that shot, too. When you're going up against the zone and they're retreating back on defense, they tend to retreat back to the paint and then out to the three-point line. So you may have some transition 3 opportunities.
We'll see a lot of 3s tonight if these two teams live up to the expectation that they had coming in. Neither afraid to pull the trigger from behind the arc.
I like that. That's exciting. I love watching teams struggle, but it's fun basketball because it also opens up a lot of easy driving lanes.
And another turnover, back-to-back turnovers for the Chippewas.
And we're going to talk a lot tonight about spacing. Both teams offensively are going to look to create space. Even against the zone, you want to draw the defense out and open up driving lanes, create space to be able to get inside, either with the pass or with the dribble.
Xavier Simpson, 9 assists in the win over North Florida. Still just a work in progress as far as who's going to be at that point guard spot after Derek Walton's tremendous career came to a close. And Matthews battling for the rebound and a foul underneath against Sean Roundtree.
And the question is, who makes them the best team that they could be? It's not just who may have the best stats. I mean, if you look at what Derek Walton did last year for this team, it wasn't just scoring. Yes, when he became a scorer later in the season, they become a better team. But he made his teammates better in every way, both on the defensive end of the floor and then also initiating that offense. T.J. Wilson helped. Zach Irvin helped, yes.
I'll delete the messages I just got from those two saying, what about us? As Wagner is fouled on his way down the baseline. You talk about Derek Walton. The replacement of a leader is never an easy thing to do, and we saw what Derek Walton Jr. was able to do down the stretch last year.
It was interesting. I saw him in the airport this morning, and I said, yeah, I mean, what do you think about the team? He goes, I think they're going to be really good. We talked a little bit about how important it is to get into the offense. You see Charles Matthews get a shot up.
Nice follow by Abdul Rahman to get that offensive rebound.
That was something he tried to do last year. He deferred a lot early in the season and became more of a scorer later because he wanted to get some of his talented teammates involved.
Cecil Williams called for the foul and another Chippewa turnover.
I don't know if you missed it. Did you see the Michigan bench? The bench actually did their own little charge after that. You know what? I hope Michigan takes another charge just so I can see that again. That was pretty good. You remember the Monmouth bench from a few years back?
So the bench is going to start being like NFL end zone celebrations now?
Oh, God, I hope not.
Like they'll leapfrog over each other on the bench? Or
you know, I used to think that like the NFL was a bunch of grown men, and then some of these touchdown celebrations are awful.
John Crispin, fun hater, with us tonight at the Chrysler Center. Simpson. In the corner, it's Robinson trying to find some room down the baseline. 5 to shoot and a turnover. David DeLeo outlets to Roundtree. Roundtree on the run, gets to the rim, the bucket, and the foul. Pretty nice move by the junior transfer from Mineral Area College by way of Missouri State.
The body control in space, and we see this. I mean, guys are really working on this footwork. That is kind of the Euro step through. In the NBA, you just take 5 steps, but in college game, you better get it right. And this is something that players practice. You don't just do that automatically. It's not that easy.
And Roundtree completes the 3-point play. Central Michigan by a pair.
This is where I want to see if Michigan can attack this extended pressure. It's going to be tough to work against the zone in half court. But if you can attack this extended pressure, you're going to get easier baskets, get into the rhythm of the game.
Quick jumper on the other end after getting through that press, and then rebound tipped over to DeLeo.
It's also tough against the zone when you're not making shots, because you're going to continue to get those open looks against the zone, but when they don't fall, it's demoralizing.
1 for 6 from the floor to start for Michigan, 1 for 4 from 3. Meyer hits the 3. And the Chippewas by 5.
And that's what you've got to be concerned with if you're John Beilein. Everybody's going to shoot the basketball for Central Michigan. And you have to hug up. But at the same time, you still have to take away those driving opportunities. So it's good principle-based defense understanding that 1 through 5 is going to knock down a three-point shot if you give it to him.
John Beeline said this is going to be a good test for us tonight. Early in the season, Central Michigan, they like their team at the Chippewas, and a little bit of pressure forcing the ball into the backcourt, and that'll be a turnover.
I gotta say, if you lose 54 points a game for Central Michigan as they did, I would never believe that you'd actually like your team the way Keno Davis said he did.
Tonight, Michigan down by 5, trying to find a little energy over there on that Michigan bench.
Yeah, look, we got to find it somewhere, and it's tough. When you're going against the zone here, you see him take the charge, but it's the Michigan bench. Here they go. You ready? That's great. I mean, it's good to see. I mean, look, I don't want to bring up Indiana, but last night, Stephen Barlow called in that game, and he pointed out Indiana's bench, even after the win, just looked just demoralized, right? I mean, dejected in so many ways. And I think a lot of times the bench can pick up the starting 5. So when shots aren't falling, it's good to see that positive energy.
Also gain some energy from good defense. Doesn't always have to come from the offensive side, despite what you did in your career.
But not play defense?
Exactly. Beachler with a 3. And Central Michigan is pouring it on early right now. A 10-0 run for CMU.
Well, you're going to have to start to force them to be drivers. You got to hug up, take everything away, and trust that your backside help's going to be there. But you also can't overhelp with a three-point shooting team. So many teams do that, and that's a huge mistake.
It's a 9-0 run, my math, in early season form. Xavier Simpson down the baseline, ends the 9-0 run with a layup.
Well, I think they're going to start to figure out this zone. Michigan's one of the best coached teams in the conference, and they will figure this out offensively. And defensive end, this is the issue. That's another good opportunity.
Meyer missing from point-blank range. Wagner starts it the other way. Here's Duncan Robinson down the baseline, and a foul is going to be called.
To get to the basket, you're going to have more open opportunities as the ball moves around the perimeter. And you're clearly concerned with a three-point shooter, poor closeout, easy layup. Again, it's either with a pass or the drive, but you have to get inside of that zone defense. You can pass the ball around all night and get open shots, but if they're not falling, you got to get it going somehow.
Wagner off the shot fake. Abdur-Rahman. Kick out to Robinson. Central Michigan swarming as Robinson's 3 is short. Raises off Wagner's head. Good play by Wagner. Simpson inside, and a foul is going to be called on David DeLeo. Already the 15th foul on Central Michigan. DeLeo with his first.
Just get the sense that at some point, 1 or 2 perimeter shots are going to fall from Michigan, and then they're going to get more aggressive. The challenge is, too, they're getting good looks early in the shot clock, but they're working it to get something better. And I'm not sure they're really getting anything better by working. Sometimes you just got to be aggressive and take the shot, live with some of the misses. Says the guy who's not coaching the team.
Here's Jerron Simmons off the bench for the first time tonight. The graduate transfer from Ohio. Figures into that point guard mix as the season goes along. Robinson had it stripped and taken away. Good hands by McKay. Kevin McKay had a big night in the opener. 22 to lead the Chippewas. DeLeo with a 3. A little bit strong, and Wagner the rebound. Matthews trying to get it started the other way. Abdur-Rahman back out in the corner to Charles Matthews. Wagner on the spin inside, and Wagner able to use the window.
Well, I think that's where they got to capitalize. They got to capitalize where if you can get a one-on-one opportunity with Wagner in the post, I mean, he's an NBA-level talent. Get him the ball.
Dipped his toe in the NBA waters after last year just to get the evaluation, see where he was, see what he needed to do.
Who did?
I did not. David DeLeo with the putback, and the Iowa City native, whose dad Frank played for Keno Davis's dad at Iowa, puts in the 2.
Look, and I'm not criticizing that process. I think it's brilliant. I think everybody who could possibly make that step, make that jump, should test the waters. Because they're getting good feedback. That's the key. They're getting honest feedback about what they might be lacking in and how they can improve, which just makes the college game that much better.
Yeah, I like the fact that that's available to these guys.
100%. Because how many of these guys have left and then missed an opportunity to actually get better, and then they're playing overseas when they probably could have been in the NBA?
John Beilein, 11th season as Michigan head coach. Thought it was interesting. He was talking earlier in the preseason about how he's delegating more responsibilities amidst his assistant coaching staff this season, trying to spread out a little bit more of the responsibility to his assistant coaches.
Yeah, well, I mean, these coaches, people have no idea what goes into coaching these days. And half the time it's 20% coaching, 80% everything else. So delegation is also empowering. You're empowering guys that have great experience. Take more accountability. Let the coach focus on coaching.
Sean Roundtree.
John Beilein's also always been a head coach, and that's a really unique thing. So many people come through the ranks as an assistant.
40 years, 4 decades in coaching, and all of them as a head man. Here's Faulkner with the 3. Got a look, and he finishes. And Keno Davis will take a timeout for Central Michigan. Wolverines finding the range from 3, the second made 3 of the night for Michigan.
How about the unselfish play? Charles Matthews, he probably had a shot himself, but passed it up to get one better. And I like that you get Mo Wagner going in the offense, whether it's inside or outside. Earlier they had an ISO opportunity. Now he's trailing the play, and look, he knows he can make the shot, and I think the more he gets comfortable and confident with that shot, the better this team's going to be. It lends itself to good spacing, and a John Beilein system, they dominate because of their spacing. Yes, they're good shooting teams, but it takes a good, well-coached team to get open shots.
A lot of things that have gone into the Beilein formula over the years. That spacing, they're good free throw shooting teams. They take care of the basketball. There's a lot of fundamentals that he said earlier today. Look, we've been working at this for 30 days, and those fundamentals, we're still working on them every single day to try to get better with this team.
That's one thing that'll never change about this game. You still have to be sound in the fundamentals. I don't care how good you are, how skilled you are. The fundamentals still win basketball games.
Kevin McKay off that career-high 22 in the opener. Going to work here. Tough play for Kaczynski in the corner. His 3 won't go. Faulkner with the rebound.
The positioning defensively has gotten better. The positioning on the defensive rebounding end has been good for Michigan as well. They are fully prepared for a shot going up and in position to get the rebound.
7-4 rebounding edge now for Michigan.
One of the worst things you can do with a three-point shooting team, give them another opportunity.
Faulkner down the baseline. And the tip won't go in for Isaiah Livers off the bench, the freshman from Kalamazoo. Roundtree on the bounce. Williams. Back out it goes now to Kaczynski. Williams, the fadeaway. Cecil Williams can't get it to go. Rebound pulled down by Redmond.
To say something about good rebounding, right?
Exactly. Redmond's 3 a little flat. Matthews with the rebound.
I really like the versatility of Matthews.
Matthews inside all the way end to end. Got the roll. And it's a 1-point game. And now a whistle. And we've got a foul. Wagner picks up the personal. That'll be his first 1-point game in Ann Arbor. Slow start offensively for Michigan, but they're using a little bit of the other side of the ball to get back into this game. Alongside John Crispin, Kevin Kugler. Welcome inside again, the Chrysler Center, and back to college basketball here on BTN, and it's the defense of Michigan that's got them back in this game.
Well, sometimes you don't really believe the game plan, the scouting report, until you get out against these guys and realize how they are going to be that aggressive on the offensive end. The Chippewas came out knocking down shots. And since then, the defense has been much better. They're in position to rebound on the defensive end, but the intensity has picked up quite a bit. And I think that keeps the Chippewas from being able to set up that zone defense as well.
Trying to find the range. 1 for their last 8 from the floor. Haven't scored in 2.5 minutes. And in that time, Michigan's been able to get back in this game.
A smaller lineup for Central Michigan. See if they're able to space out this Michigan defense and get something to the rim.
Roundtree on his way through, and Simmons with the foul. 6 on the shot clock when the foul came. Jerron Simmons with his first. It's the third team foul.
And that's what you have to be careful with, too, is that overhelp. It's not really a drive that's going to get anything easy at the rim, so you don't want to leave a shooter and give up an open shot. If it's no foul, there was an open shot there for Central Michigan.
Cecil Williams. And that Michigan defense has ratcheted up a bit. Maybe Watson defending there, and the shot well short by Williams. 8 to shoot for Central Michigan. McKay inside, working against John Teske, who's holding his ground. Here's Roundtree with a 3, and it's good. With 2 to shoot, the 3 falls.
Look, that's just a head scratcher if you're Michigan. You've got to be happy about the defense. Just a good shot. Not much you can do. There are times on the offensive end where you work the ball, you get a great look, and it doesn't go in. You're fine with that as a coach. I'm not saying you're fine with that shot going in, but you're still okay with the defensive effort.
Abdur Rahman from the elbow. And the rebound to Roundtree.
It's like when Jordan, Kobe, or LeBron hits a fadeaway in your face from 30. Is it bad defense? No. It's just better offense.
Good defense there from John Teske.
Yeah, Teske, 2 possessions in a row, did a good job of keeping his hands off. That's one of the hardest things to do if you're a big guy going against a smaller driver. Keep your hands off. Look how wide his hands are. Well, maybe a small touch, but nothing there.
And that's how he's going to earn playing time, too, is with his defense being a big body inside for John Beilein.
The other thing is, as a big guy, when you're forced to cover a guard, the best thing you can do is use your length to negate that size advantage. The size advantage being the other guy smaller and quicker.
And Robinson won't get that one to fall. Kevin McKay with a rebound. Quick touch pass in the corner to Beachler. Now DeLeo back out again.
It's not just the defensive rotations, it's been the closeouts. If you watch the closeouts from Michigan, every closeout has been more with a sense of urgency since the start of this game.
Safe to say that they're finding their energy from the defensive side right now? As the 3 goes down again, as I say that from Roundtree. No, not at that very moment.
And that's kind of demoralizing. You know, you play good defense. There's great effort on the defensive end, good closeouts, rotations were good, and they make a tough 3.
Roundtree's got 9 in this first half.
It's amazing what the green light does. And it does way more than just get you points.
Rahman, the kick in the corner. Robinson trying to answer. Can't get the roll. Rebound tipped out to McKay. Central Michigan 4 for 8 from 3 as they bring it up. Beachler will launch. Way off the mark, and Robinson battling for the rebound.
Robinson's got some good looks. He's got to stick with it and just fire away. I mean, he really has gotten good looks. I think they're moving the ball very well. Again, see what they do against this zone.
Teske foul on the shot. John Teske will go to the line.
It's another one you don't see enough. You see guys catch the ball at the foul line and immediately look to pass. If you always immediately look to pass, no one's ever going to respect that and dig down. Ball fakes are great. Make a ball fake to the opposite side. See if you can get something at the rim. That zones tend to move almost more than some man-to-mans do. They follow the ball. So ball fakes against the zone are one of the best things you can do. Like this, occupy the foul line area. And that shot, just taking that shot is going to force that defense to convert.
I'm curious, why do you think there's not as much movement against the zone? I mean, not on as a general matter of course.
Not as much movement on the offensive end?
On the offensive end.
I think a lot of coaches kind of teach that old school where we space it out. And if it's a 1-2-1-1 or a 1-2-2 or a 2-3, we're going to match up against it. I say carve it up. I think some coaches are going the old school way. Other coaches are going to go more of the man-to-man offense way, where we're going to cut through the middle. We might get a cutter. We're going to flash that high post. But we're not going to sit stagnant against it, just pass against it.
There's Roundtree going to work once more.
The more movement means greater rotations. Right. You're going to have to rotate that much more to find the man.
Gavin Peppers right off and right in with the 3. Graduate transfer from Cleveland State to Central Michigan this year. Nice play by Meyer to get a hand on the entry pass. Tipped around, and it'll stay on this end of the floor. Timeout. 7:36 remaining. College basketball, it's shooting the 3 than these two squads.
They space it really well, but both coaches understand the value of knocking down the three-point shot, and it goes far beyond just making 3 points. It changes the way you have to defend it. And for Central Michigan, one of the key components to their making shots is actually being able to set up their defense. They have completely taken the air out of the ball on the other end, so they're knocking down tough, contested threes and then setting up extended pressure back into this packed-in zone. And if Michigan's not going to knock down shots, it's going to be a difficult night.
All right, so what does Michigan need to do to attack that packed-in zone?
Well, I think you got to be more aggressive against it. You got to look to score against that, against the extended pressure. And then you got to hope the shots start to fall. They're getting good looks. That's the thing. I mean, so many people say, oh, you can't keep shooting that shot. No, you got to shoot the open shot. And that one goes in.
Xavier Simpson with the deep three. That breaks a drought of almost 4 minutes without a field goal for Michigan.
You hear things like take what the defense gives you. Well, the defense has been giving them some open three opportunities, but if they're not going to fall, you can't stop shooting. You can't stop being aggressive. That's what Michigan does well. Historically, too.
Roundtree entry inside to Williams. Lost it.
It's great defense, too. Again, hands up. Taking it on the chest.
Wagner in transition, trailing for three. That won't go. Rebound Roundtree able to secure it for Central Michigan.
That's a good shot. You got a trailing three that you're stepping into. And he makes that shot. Again, it changes how you cover. That's the one you got to be concerned with.
Luke Meyer a little strong. There's Wagner with a rebound, and now a foul. Whistle going on Corey Redmond as he got tangled up with Mo Wagner, who's had a strong night from a rebounding standpoint. Already 6 rebounds for Wagner.
Yeah, he's gotten himself in great position, but it's obviously he's making it a point to get back in. I mean, he goes and contests the three and immediately goes in to rebound. Mo Wagner physically has really developed over the past couple of years.
18 fouls for Central Michigan.
We understand his game and his skill set, but as he develops more and more physically, I think he's going to become more and more dominant. He hasn't had the space to work right now.
No.
I mean, he really just has not had the space. If you have opportunities, maybe it's a high-low opportunity. We talked about that against the zone. If you can get the ball high post, maybe it's a dive. Just get that defense to rotate. You have to make the wings on zones work the hardest. Wear the guards out. And you do that by forcing them to cover down the post. Make the rotations that much longer in the zone. Take them out of position.
Roundtree collides with Simpson. Ball pops free. Up the floor, Eli Brooks. Navigating to Wagner. Wagner inside. Can't get the roll, but he draws the foul. Already 9-3 team fouls. Central Michigan with the 9. This one going on Corey Redmond.
Interested to see what Eli Brooks is able to do. This is a kid, as a scorer, could be elite. I mean, he's a great jump shooter. He gets better handling the ball, even there in transition. If he can just go to attack, and I think that's going to come with comfort and confidence on the floor. But I'd like to see him as he knocks down a few shots.
Back in Josh Kaczynski and David DeLeo. DeLeo returning, John, with 2 fouls, and that's kind of the situation Keno Davis finds himself in right now. Redmond with 2, Williams with 2, and DeLeo with 2. They're get a little foul trouble on a team that Coach Davis said he really likes this team, that they're a deeper team than they were a year ago. That depth's going to be tested tonight.
Well, eventually, as you figure out a zone defense, you're going to put yourself in scoring position. And as a zone defender, you might be a step behind the play, and the only thing you can do, take away a layup, is a foul. And we've seen that quite a few times.
Nice catch as Meyer runs it up and in.
Duncan Robinson was a half step away from making that stop. Possibly a half step away from getting us another charge, which means the bench charge as well.
You're just eagerly anticipating another bench charge, aren't you?
I like it. Look, you know, it's like the turnover chain at Miami. I think it's a great thing, not because it's loud and everybody sees it, because it's the team celebrating with themselves. It's not about taunting. It's not about anything other than celebrating with your teammate. There's pride there. And when your teammate does something good on the floor and the bench is getting up and celebrating it, that's great. That's how you build culture in a program.
DeLeo, deep 3, not good. Simpson moving it quickly up the floor. Robinson, good pass to Matthews. Open look. Matthews can't get the roll. Just 1 for 5 tonight for the Kentucky transfer. Here's Williams on the move to the other end. A blocking foul is going to be called against Michigan. Eli Brooks, the freshman, with the foul.
He's going to learn that you just have to hold your ground. It's really close. It probably could have gone either way. I'm usually better when I get to see it a second time. It probably was a charge. Yeah, I'm like, in golf, I'm a second shot All-American. You know what I mean? Like, the first one I put in the woods, the second one's dead straight.
Do you count the first one? No. Okay.
But as an official, when I see it in slow-mo the second time, I always get it right.
Unlimited mulligans when we play?
Yeah, I mean, there's times. The Crispin Family Open, I got to play straight up. You know, college basketball guys, you know, we don't do other sports.
True.
So
True.
We have time to work on those things.
And you don't care about the rules in the other sports either, like you care passionately about the rules of basketball.
Yeah, of course.
Back in comes Kevin McKay. Here's Keno Davis in his 6th season at Central Michigan. We were talking with him earlier today. The former BTN analyst, right. Keno Davis, who I'm sure is pining for his days in the studio.
He's like, you guys haven't played.
He said, I love that green room. I just sit there and eat all day and watch basketball. And there's an offensive foul going against Michigan and moving it the other way. Wagner with his second. Well, there's Keno now. Now, is there any difference? The guy doesn't age. Look at him. This is 6 years ago.
I'm not believing that coaching is that stressful of a job.
No,
I think I've aged
Keno Davis
more in the last 4 years than he has in 8.
My goodness. Leaves television, nothing changes. Excited for all analysts at BTN to move on to coach their own programs, like John Crispin, Luke Meyer with the stuff. And a timeout taken by Michigan just when the Wolverines started to get back in it. Central Michigan and the former BTN analyst Keno Davis, a little stiff arm to push him back a little bit more. Luke Meyer now with 9, along with Roundtree to pace the Chippewa surge.
Michigan, you've just got to limit the easy opportunities. This is just a bit of a broken play. Just a broken play that leads to an easy dunk. Teskey just a step behind. No early show. Of course, that's sometimes how you play it. Sometimes you play it flat. Sometimes you edge out. Sometimes you double. Looked like that was just strung out, but no one on the backside to help that out.
9 points for Luke Meyer. At 8 in the opener. This is the 99th career start for Luke Meyer, the senior out of Addison, Michigan. Keno Davis said, look, he's not just a post. We can play him in the post, but he can run the court, he can shoot the three. We've seen a little bit of all that tonight.
It's tough to defend. It really is tough to defend when you can put your center out to the perimeter. You know, in a pick and pop situation, or even just a spacing situation, because you take the rim protector away from the rim.
I think the MAC West is going to be pretty good this year. This is the team that was picked last in the MAC West.
I think you lose 54 points a game.
Sure.
And, there's no way you can be that much better. Well, I've said it a few times already this season. Addition by subtraction, we get better balance. And I think the better balance is a tougher team to cover.
2 to shoot. Abdur Rahman to the rim. Beautiful move by Muhammad Ali. Abdur Rahman with the shot clock winding down.
And that's why he needs space. He needs space because he's one of the best at getting to the rim and carving up a defense. Hard to do against the zone when you got guys in position.
Peppers on the drive with the answer for Central Michigan. Robinson finds the range from the corner. First 3 for Robinson after starting 0 for 4.
That's against the press, too. So if you get the ball up quickly enough, you draw defense if you're Muhammad Ali Abdul-Rahman, and you kick out to a wide-open shooter. You got to shoot that shot if you've got it, regardless of whether the last few have fallen or not.
10 to shoot. Peppers working against Simpson. Teskey shows Meyer from the free throw line. Can't get it to go. Rebound tipped out. Peppers trying to corral it, and he does, and then he throws it away.
Michigan's got to continue to build upon some of the success that they're having on the offensive end, whether it's knocking down a three or getting inside of that defense with the dribble drive. Muhammad Ali Abdul-Rahman's got to be the guy.
Basketball on BTN is brought to you in part by State Farm, here to help life go right. Kevin Kugler, John Crispin back in Ann Arbor, where Central Michigan has a 5-point lead over the home team. 3:04 remaining in this first half. Michigan shooting 36% from the floor. Central Michigan 48%. 5 of 12 from 3 for the Chippewas. 4 of 13 from 3 for John Beilein's Wolverines.
It's a tough matchup for Michigan. It really is. I mean, they're forced to work on the defensive end, cover all the way out to the perimeter 1 through 5. And then they're just sucking the rhythm out of the game by the zone. It's really tough to attack.
Zone every possession in their opener against North Florida. Seen a ton of it in the early going as Simpson gets inside and gets the 2.
It's a great sit down because when you get to the basket against the zone, the defense doesn't really want to converge. It appears as if they're all going to be on you, but as you drive as a guard, they start to find somebody else. Man, it's just different principles. It's usually a drive and a kick. Get in the zone. They look to find where you're going to be able to dish out. Sit down.
6 to shoot. McKay against Teskey. Driving on the big man. Teskey with a rejection. Simpson the push. In the corner. Abdul-Rahman back out it goes to Duncan Robinson. Abdul-Rahman on the run. Can't get the hook to go. Good look, though, for Abdul-Rahman and the rebound to McKay.
Yeah, there's a benefit to having a playmaker get the ball at the top of the key. He can make something happen.
McKay and Teskey holding his ground inside, but a foul.
I was just going to say, Teskey has done a fantastic job of not fouling, especially when you're attacking him with the dribble. It's not easy. It's not easy to do if you're a guard. If you're getting attacked as a guard, it's hard not to foul, hard not to put your hands on a guy.
First one clean. Second one,
maybe on the follow through. Definitely got the ball. Definitely blocked the ball, but a little follow through there. Regis.
First miss tonight at the line. Central Michigan now 3 for 4. Coming up, our State Farm halftime report. Look back at the weekend's action. Coming up on our State Farm halftime report. Minute 46 away. With Central Michigan up by 3.
How about 9 games yesterday? About 9 games. It's just like the best day for me. I was in the studio, so we had half times and big show to recap it all, but 9 games. We're just
that was the day Keno Davis was talking about, those kind of days.
You're right,
He said those were his favorite days as an analyst. He said the rough days were where you were in there and you had like 1 30-second cut-in. He said those were a little rough.
I need more than 30 seconds.
There's never been a 30 seconds that John Crispin couldn't fill with 5 minutes. Teskey fouled and he'll go to the line. Meyer commits the personal. That is his second.
Teskey's earning some time, man. And when you're earning time, you're not really earning time by being productive. You're earning time by doing things that give a coach trust in you, right? And coaches are going to play the guys that they trust. And Teskey's going out there making good plays on the defensive end. He's not making mistakes on the offensive end. He's putting himself in position against this zone. And now he goes down and knocks down a foul shot.
Played 7 minutes in the opener against North Florida.
He's also huge.
He is 7'1". Played only 60 minutes plus last year. So John Beilein, he was saying, look, he's essentially a new player. Yeah, I know he played a little bit last year, but like a lot of these guys on this roster, they're essentially new players.
Yeah, and if you look at this lineup, there's a reason why I'll say something like they're going to be a lot better in February and March than they are here in November.
Nice work with Teskey again.
He's everywhere.
Simpson. Meyer gets his hands on it. Simpson able to corral it. Michigan can take the lead with a 3. Last led at 3-2. Matthews to skip. Abdul-Rahman for the lead. All the way back is Michigan after trailing by as much as 8 in this first half.
Teskey again. The position defensively He's earning tick. I don't care what you say. Mo Wagner, he might be able to play both of them together.
Be a daunting task in conference play. 3 off. Michigan can hold for the final shot of the half.
I think you've got to be very happy if you're Michigan that you're back ahead, seeming to be in control of the last few minutes of this game. You've done it with some good defense and some rebounds, but you're starting to figure out how to attack this zone.
3 won't go. Rebound tipped around, controlled by DeLeo. 3 seconds. They've got to hurry. Roundtree to the other end. Roundtree inside, and that is halftime. Keno Davis thought there should have been a whistle underneath, but his team will go in down 1, having not scored a field goal for nearly 4 minutes to close the end of the half. Michigan and Central Michigan in a tussle here at the Chrysler Center. And through 1 half of basketball, the Michigan Wolverines with a 1-point lead, 32-31. Michigan by 1, about ready to get this second half underway at Chrysler Center on BTN. Alongside John Crispin, I'm Kevin Kugler. And John, real entertaining first half between these two teams. Michigan got it going late in the first half to get this 1-point lead.
Yeah, it was really tough to get things going on the offensive end, and mainly because Central Michigan knocked down shots. And when you make shots, that allows you to set up your defense, and that just took the air out of the ball on the offensive end for Michigan. But this is a tough team to cover, Central Michigan. They space you out. 1 through 5 is going to shoot from the perimeter. And if you get inside of that defense, it just opens up either layup or 3-point opportunities. But once you break down the zone, and that's what Michigan was finally able to do, started with Muhammad Ali Abdul-Rahman carving it up with a dribble, and then probably the most important shot of the night was this. Duncan Robinson finally getting going from 3. He got good looks. Took 5 threes. I would say 5 of them were good looks. If he makes half his threes in the second half, it's a different game.
And you saw that penetration late. You saw that 3 late, leading on that 10-1 scoring run for Michigan to turn the deficit into the halftime lead by 1. But it's been a good basketball game, and Central Michigan's got a very nice little squad here that Keno Davis is trying to build up. This will be a challenge in the second half for Michigan.
You go back to the North Florida game for Michigan. They really finished the game strong, and it's almost as if it's taking some time for them to figure things out. Any John Beilein team is probably along those lines, right? Where even last season, it took them some time. They had a couple really rough games, and then next thing you know, they win the Big Ten Tournament Championship. So it takes time for everything to settle in, to get comfortable and confident with the offense and where you're going to get your shots. I think Michigan's got to come out and be the aggressor in the second half.
Now, we remember the close to the season for Michigan last year, and justifiably so. It was a wonderful run to the Sweet 16. But the beginning of the season in conference play, it's kind of ragged for this Michigan team.
It happens. I mean, John Beilein is a teacher of this game. I mean, there's a lot of coaches out there. He is a teacher of this game. So there's a lot of things he's teaching in terms of how to play this game, your rotations, not only on the defensive end, but on the offensive end. And so many of them are just principally based things that young players don't exactly grow up with. I mean, these guys are so skilled that they get away with not really knowing a lot of foundational things about basketball that John Beilein's got to work on instilling. Yeah, he talked about those fundamentals in the locker room.
Yeah, but to your point, they'll get better as the season goes along, just like they did last year. Abdul-Rahman with the 3. That can't fall down for him. Roundtree with the rebound. That foul a moment ago, by the way, 3rd on David DeLeo. DeLeo had 10 points and the top returning scorer from last year's team in some big-time foul trouble. Cecil Williams has it taken away. Williams trying to get it back, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Michigan.
Good dig down by Xavier Simpson. Just getting a handle on the ball. You got to be a little careful. Again, we talk about not over-helping. If you're able to dig down and get back to your man, that's one thing. Just don't over-help and give up an open 3. Getting the made shots for Central Michigan has made it so difficult for Michigan to get anything. Just taking the air out of the ball and setting up that extended pressure where you're really just forced to walk it up and then to get into that zone.
Team collapsing on Williams and a travel. Good defense by Michigan to force the turnover.
You hear the term wall up, and big guys have to learn how to do this, especially the way the points of emphasis in terms of putting your hands on an offensive player. You just wall up. Make yourself as big as possible. A good double team, good pressure, forces the turnover.
Charles Matthews, quiet so far, just 2 points after his 20-point debut against North Florida. Trying to get it going from the corner, and Matthews short. The rebound to Cecil Williams. Kevin McKay just 1 point so far tonight. McKay had 22 in their opener.
I'd like to see Matthews work the foul line against that zone. I feel like that's an ISO opportunity where if he can get the ball at the foul line, he can make plays.
Here's McKay on the drive. Matthews doing it on the defensive end. Starts it the other way. Simpson, the lob ahead to Abdur-Rahman. And on the run, Michigan puts 2 on the board.
Those transition baskets. I mean, it starts with the defensive play from Charles Matthews. The athleticism. And it's not the athleticism to get the block. It's the athleticism to avoid fouling the player and get the block.
We were talking earlier with John Beilein about his defensive prowess. You know, everyone was talking about his offense after game 1. He said, look, this guy is a legit player. He's going to be able to do it on both ends of the floor.
I mean, scratching the surface right there. Again, hasn't played in a while.
And the most extended minutes he's seen since high school, he saw the other night and now tonight. Rebound by Wagner, starts it the other way. Here's Matthews on the run. Duncan Robinson backs it out. Abdur-Rahman for the 3. It's good. Muhammad Ali, Abdur-Rahman with 13, and Keno Davis with a timeout.
And how about the ball movement? How about teammates trusting one another? If you pass up a scoring opportunity for something better, and then the unselfishness leads to an even better shot, Michigan finally.
Let's take a look at tonight's State Farm assist of the game, starting on the defensive end, Chuck.
Yeah, look, good defense usually leads to good offense, especially in transition. Charles Matthews doing a great job avoiding the foul, getting the block, and then the throw ahead. You get easy baskets. It's going to be that much easier for Michigan to attack the half-court offense if they know they can get easy opportunities in transition.
Central Michigan having a hard time finding any points. In fact, they've scored no points in this second half.
Well, I also get the sense that once Michigan gets ahead, they're going to be that much more aggressive on the offensive side of the floor. They've gotten a lot of good looks against the zone. Just haven't gotten the ball in the first half. They're starting to go now.
The 3 for Roundtree. And Roundtree gets the Chippewas on the board. He's had a good night, 12 points.
Again, it's the made baskets that allow them to set up this extended pressure. Once you break it into the half court, they get back into the zone. And it's been a challenge.
Robinson. Boy, if he gets going, that'll end that.
They call them shooters zone killers for a reason. They're zone killers because you're going to get open shots if you just pass it around the perimeter.
Second made 3 for Robinson. He's got 6.
Still would like to see Charles Matthews get in an ISO situation. We haven't seen how good he can be yet.
Peppers, no lane to the basket against Abdur-Rahman. Now picked up by Wagner on the switch with 3 to shoot. Peppers working against the big man. And the air ball. Good defense by Wagner and a shot clock violation.
Okay, 2 really good things happened. One for the defense, one for the Zebras. Great defensive play. Again, no hands. Look at the hands. Hands wide. And even though there's a little bit of contact, there was no foul. I mean, Mo Wagner did a fantastic job of just walling up, using his chest, hands out wide. And although the offensive player created some contact, there's no foul. Terry Oakley's been around a bit.
I like you couch that, but he can't get mad at it. He's been around a bit.
Yeah, a bit.
You want him yelling at you or looking askance at you as Simpson drives inside and lays it in.
I'll get back to you when I finally figure out what askance means. Even the small words get me.
It's early in the season. You'll pick it up. Cecil Williams, just 2 points tonight as he finds inside the kick in the corner to DeLeo, and DeLeo finds the 3.
And that was even a good rotation defensively. But it shows what happens. It shows how hard it is to defend once you get inside of the defense. Been impressed with both teams, though. That's the thing. Michigan struggled at times, especially when it comes to making shots. But as they continue to pick things up, they're going to get better looks. As shots fall, they're going to get even more aggressive on the offensive end. That's what we saw a lot of last year. They really turned it on when they became the aggressor.
Robinson with the foul on a timeout on the floor. Michigan's lead is Big Ten tournament. When we'd heard the story of the plane accident, we were wondering what was going to happen. Were they okay? Were they going to play? Not only did they play, they win 4 games in 4 days. Derek Walton Jr. is named the tournament MVP, and then on Saturday night, the banner raising here at Chrysler Center. Big Ten tournament champions. Everybody on hand to celebrate. Derek Walton back to celebrate that championship as well. Fun to see the banner up there.
Go back to that. I mean, seriously, you remember that game, right? I mean,
oh my gosh.
Everybody was running around. It was absolute chaos from a production standpoint. And, you know, everybody's trying to do their job, but you're also kind of reminded on a second basis. I mean, there's a human element here where you're like, are parents aware of what's going on? There was so much going on around us. And then for us, it was kind of, I don't want to say it was like, it's not all about us, but it was hard because there's a game to be played, but you have to express how serious this was.
Right.
And from parents, the coaches, and the fact that these kids are able to walk out and play in practice uniforms and pink shoes and whatever they could get their hands on.
Whatever they had. What was inside?
What was inside, because everything in the belly of the plane, it was an investigation. There was so much into it. And it was weird because the first 10 minutes of the game, it was hard to call the game. Where you just felt as if, yes, the players came out and said, we want to just come out and play. And yes, it was in some way a benefit to them. It brought them together. And I hate to say something like that is to their benefit, but they benefited from how they came together in that moment. It was pretty incredible to be a part of from my perspective.
And the leadership all around that you saw, from John Beilein to the players on the team, Derek Walton. I mean, it was remarkable. It was something I'll never forget, just being in that arena that day and wondering what was going to happen. Was it even going to be played? And then to have the team show up wearing whatever they could cobble together. It was remarkable.
I tell you, John Beilein is one of the best basketball minds in the country. And the way he handled that, he earned a lifetime contract, in my opinion. I mean, I'd send my kids to play for John Beilein because of what he knows basketball-wise. But then you see that type of leadership, the poise, and how much he cared for those kids and wanted to get them in a position to be able to thrive. And the way they came together, it really was. I mean, at some point, we've got to get back to this game, but it was pretty spectacular.
Abdur-Rahman certainly hasn't taken his focus off this game. 15 points in 22 minutes played tonight, and he's been a real spark after just a 5-point night in the opener on Saturday. It was 1 for 5 from the floor in 33 minutes.
Yeah, but again, part of that with this system is figuring out who you are with the personnel that you have now. It was different last year. It was completely different personnel. You had DJ Wilson, Zach Irvin, Derek Walton Jr. Completely different personnel, which means your spots are different now. The spacing's different now. The way you're defended is different now. So you've got to figure that out. That's why I say, come February, March, this is a much, much better team.
McKay inside through 2 Wolverines, able to muscle it up and in. And McKay, with his first field goal, brings the Chippewas within a pair. Central Michigan extending that defense again. Good ball game so far, 13:40 to go.
It's 2 really good teams, too. That's the thing. I mean, I think Michigan is the better team, better personnel. I think they've just had a tough time figuring out how to get into rhythm and flow and read and react against this defense.
Kick in the corner, Isaiah Livers. Can't get the 3 to go. Good look, though, and DeLeo the rebound. Now Kevin McKay brings it up. Central Michigan with a chance to tie as McKay going to work against Livers, and a turnover.
It's one of the things you do as a coaching staff when you're going up against a team like Michigan or Central Michigan. Davis looks at this and says, what can we do to limit their opportunities? And the defense that he's putting on the floor is perfect against Michigan. I'm not saying everybody out there should do this, because there's teams that do match up personnel-wise better in a man-to-man situation against Michigan. But this extended defense, forcing them to walk it up, it's safe. They're not gambling in the backcourt, so you're not giving up layups. Now they retreat back. It is a zone. Now that's an open look.
And Abdur-Rahman just can't get it to roll down, and a foul is going to be called underneath. Meyer picks up his 3rd for Central Michigan.
That's one of the first breakdowns we've seen as they retreat back into that zone. Davis said it to us, and there was a part of me too that didn't believe it. We do that from time to time. We go, yeah, okay, and yeah, I bet you are. You do really like your team. Yeah, you think you could be better than last year. I'm like, you lost 54 points,
right,
between 2 guys. Some high school numbers.
Wagner can't get that one to go. After seeing him, though, you can see why he likes this group.
Of course, absolutely. I mean,
quick 3 in transition by Kaczynski, and Central Michigan leads with 12:40 to go.
They play the way he wants them to play. His personnel matches. He wants to recruit shooters. Recruited a lot of guys who may have been passed up. but you kind of run the risk. You know, you come here and thrive, and we talked about it at the mid-major level. They end up going someplace else.
9 to shoot. Abdur Rahman's been the guy with a hot hand. Matthews with the turnaround. That one falls.
I tell you, I really like him in that spot. Really like him in that foul line area, because if it's not that jump shot, he's got room to work.
Just 4 points tonight for Matthews, his second made bucket.
Just wait. Just wait. That's all I can say.
That's all? Just wait. Okay. I wasn't going to leave. Roundtree on the drive to the rim, and Roundtree with the answer.
Now, that being said, that's where he's got to be better. You got to slide your feet. Stood up, came out of his stance, and gave up a layup. You got to force Central Michigan at this point to earn every single basket they get. Can't let teams like this play with too much confidence, especially with 11:30 left.
We talked about Sean Roundtree earlier with Keno Davis. He goes, yeah, he can score if he needs to. He's got 14. 5 of 7 shooting. They're slow playing it a little bit for us. Roundtree on the move again in a 1-point game. Meyer attacking, and Meyer traveled. Wagner just stepped out. Meyer picked it up, and a timeout on the floor. Central Michigan on the road, giving Michigan all they want tonight. The 3 from Josh Kaczynski gives them. Central Michigan 47, Michigan 46. 11:21 to play in this second half. Wednesday night, Ole Miss a doubleheader of hoops on BTN. First, Penn State hosts Montana. Then Northwestern battles Creighton in the Gavitt tip-off games. Big Ten basketball Wednesday night right here on BTN and streaming live on BTN to go and Fox Sports Go. John and I will be with Creighton and Northwestern on Wednesday night. Boy, is that a tantalizing matchup in the Gavitt games.
I think it's a great matchup. The real question is going to be, can Northwestern get some excitement at All-State Arena? It's going to be a challenge. You know, you work so hard to build a program, build excitement, bring some money to the program. You fix up Welsh Ryan. Simmons knocks down the three. That was a big shot. And then you move probably your best team you've maybe ever had out to Rosemont. So I hope that Northwestern fans can get behind them, make the trip. We're paid to be there, so
yep. Good for us. Simmons with that bucket a moment ago, his first field goal. What a huge shot that was. Michigan by a pair. Shot clock winding down. McKay trying to answer. That's off, and Wagner the rebound.
Jerron Simmons, if he can knock down that shot again, he needs somebody out there that can force the defense to contest. That had another opportunity.
He put 30 up on Central Michigan a year ago as Matthews hits the 3. Back-to-back threes from 2 guys who've been looking for their shot tonight.
Yeah, but that one was set up by Jerron Simmons getting into the paint. Whether it's a man defense or zone defense, the dribble drive always draws defense. And it's going to open up scoring opportunities for a team.
Tipped out to Peppers. Peppers on the drive. Wriggles past Wagner for the 2.
I don't know if I've ever heard the term Wriggles. I call my dog Wriggles. She Wrigley. She's Wriggles.
Yeah.
I've never heard the term Wriggles.
You've never heard that term?
I don't know how he just wriggled to the basket.
You just saw it. That's how he wriggled.
Just another one. What was the other word I don't know?
Silence?
True.
Matthews inside with 3 to shoot. Good work by Charles Matthews to get the 2.
I really like that matchup. And I think like a Vince Edwards who plays the 4 at Purdue, it's a matchup nightmare. He can put the ball on the floor, but he can also elevate. And that finish right there shows a lot.
Quick 3 from the corner for DeLeo. Wagner with a rebound. That's his 10th. Wagner had a double-double in the opener. That was just the 2nd career double-double. He's a bucket away from his 3rd career double-double.
Yeah, he's been in position getting every single rebound.
No look from Matthews to an open Duncan Robinson. And the rebound off the top of the backboard to DeLeo.
Well, Wagner's already came down on his ankle.
Grimacing as he runs up the floor. Williams on the drive. It's not going to go, but the foul. And there's Wagner again. It's a little little bit to be concerned about with Mo Wagner if you're a Michigan fan.
I will say sometimes, you know, you tweak an ankle and you do walk it off and it kind of goes away. It's not that bad, but you always got to be careful with this, man. Ankles are just the worst. You keep an eye on his ankle. He just got caught underneath there.
Kozinski just kind of rolling up on him. One more for Williams. Like what I saw a moment ago, though, Josh Kozinski came over to Mo Wagner, gave him a little handshake, said, hey, nothing intentional, nothing on purpose about that. Just two guys going for the basketball.
It seems like a friendly, right? I mean, it's been hard-fought, competitive, but a really clean game. Like fist fights or something, but I can't believe they're not fist fighting each other
here in November.
Good gosh.
But I know what you're saying. There's not they're both in state, but there's not the tension of, oh, I'm angry at you or you're angry at me. It's just a hard-fought early season basketball game.
Sometimes you see that from, you know, a Central Michigan playing the big powerhouse in the state. But it's been a lot of respect. It's been a hard-fought game. Got to shoot that shot first.
Blocked. Going the other way is DeLeo.
He had the look, and he took it too late.
Roundtree, little hesitation. Nice bounce down on the baseline, but the shot won't go. Teske over to change the shot again. Boy, he's played some good minutes tonight for Michigan.
He really has.
Abdur-Rahman with the penetration. Back out to Robinson. Open look from three. Just not finding the range tonight. 2 for 8, all from behind the arc. 3-point lead for Michigan. Shoot for Williams, poke free to Peppers. Peppers 3. Teske bats it over to Abdur-Rahman. He'll start it up the floor. Robinson inside against Peppers. No. Simmons with the follow. That falls.
Simmons, past few possessions, doing a lot to help him on the offensive end. I can't say enough about Teske. Teske's been everywhere he needs to be. That's what
50th year of the Chrysler Center. Good ball game here in game number 2 of the 2017 season for Michigan. 56-51 Wolverines with the advantage. Michigan shooting 45% from the floor in the second half. Central Michigan 46%. Both teams 3 threes for Central Michigan, 4 for Michigan in this second half.
Yeah, but if you're just tuning into this game, don't look at this as if Michigan's they're just not being able to figure things out. No, this is a really good Central Michigan team. Anyone in that conference is a little concerned with what they're seeing. They're attacking. Their defense has been tough. They're patient on both ends, and it's kind of hard to be patient on the defensive end, especially in a zone. They're not putting themselves into bad positions by over-rotating. They're just holding their ground. They're not giving up anything easy. I think Michigan has missed a number of open threes, and if they make those shots, which they likely will down the stretch, not just in this game, but as the season goes on, the score might be different.
Simmons foul his second. It's Roundtree. We'll get one more in a 4-point game. I'm sure you're with us tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Corey Sanders and Rutgers hosting Cleveland State right here on BTN.
Corey Sanders, Mike Williams. That is a tough matchup. Freeman down low. Steve Michaels did a fantastic job with that program. Definitely on the up and up. I mean, the bottom of the conference, as it has been for the past couple of years, is really working their way back into the mix to the point where it's just getting that much more competitive.
Good for everyone. Simmons lost the handle on it, but it goes to Robinson. The skip across to Abdur-Rahman. 4 to shoot. Good defense by Central Michigan until right there when Abdur-Rahman made the shot.
He's covering a lot of ground on that step.
Pass tipped in there. He's covering a lot of ground defensively. End to end for Abdur-Rahman.
Look for the trailer.
Great effort by the senior. Rotation around to Matthews, and Matthews traveled with it. Turnover number 6 for Michigan.
Here's that little patience by Abdur-Rahman staying with it. Great job understanding defenders are taken away. His defenders are stopping the ball and protecting the paint. He actually retreats back to the three-point line and takes that pass away. Presence of mind. I mean, that's the type of stuff we talk about. Understanding how to play the game, taking away the next pass.
Central Michigan. It's 4 minutes now with a field goal. Still down just 5, despite the drought. Roundtree loses it. The takeaway, and then Roundtree comes back with a foul. Xavier Simpson picked his pocket. Roundtree commits the foul, his second.
And he kicked it. I'm not sure. It was totally inadvertent. He may have got it off of his foot. Yeah, he definitely got a little Ronaldo in there and came up with it. Not like he meant to, obviously, but still would be a kick.
Robinson with the fake. Nowhere to go on the baseline. Back out to Wagner for 3. Rebound spiked out of bounds by Charles Matthews.
Not a bad look. Yeah, it really is not a bad look. At some point, you do have to get it inside, back out, make the defense work a little bit more than just passing around the perimeter. But Michigan has gotten good looks, and there are a lot of shots that John Beilein's going to look at and say, it's okay. We didn't take a ton of shots. We're going to make more shots.
2% shooting for the game for Michigan. They kick in the corner to DeLeo with 12 to shoot. Peppers now. Shot clock at 8 as Peppers on his way in is fouled by Robinson. Third foul on Duncan Robinson. Team foul number 5 on Michigan in this half. 3 whistled against Central Michigan so far.
If you're covering a quicker ball handler, you have to give space. And in a way, I don't know, it looks like Ray just slipped. A little bit of contact, but he definitely slipped. You got to give space. You got to use your length if you're Duncan Robinson. Give a little bit of space.
Cecil Williams can't get it to go. The tip won't go. The drought continues. Central Michigan almost 5 minutes without a bucket. Robinson on the other end stretches the lead to 7.
Abdul Rahman saw him the whole time. He set it up by looking the other way, and that's what opened up the passing lane for Duncan Robinson.
Now over 5 minutes without a field goal for Central Michigan.
See how he just gave space? Using his length, force him to take a contested jump shot. They don't want to do that.
The 3 in the corner, an air ball, and that's out of bounds off Williams. And Central Michigan has gone ice cold here at Chrysler Center.
Here it is. You see the look away, and it's that safety back there. That's what it is. You watch the eyes. The eyes look away. He knew Duncan Robinson's coming down the lane.
Shoot.
Look for Matthews, high post.
In the corner, Abdur Rahman's 3. Strong. Peppers the rebound.
I still think if Matthews gets that turn and face, the defense is going to immediately retreat out. That's when you got an ISO opportunity, but it takes a little bit of patience.
Intercepted by Matthews. Matthews going to the other end, and the two-hand stop. 6-0 run now for Michigan. And a timeout taken by Keno Davis. Central Michigan can't score. Michigan certainly can. 62-53, and Charles Matthews emphatic at the rim.
Oh, the more he does, the more confident he's going to get. And as John Beilein said, ceiling's high. Ton of upside. Matthews, not just from the perimeter, his real strength is breaking you down, that elevation over the top. He can beat you from the 1 position all the way to the 4 position. And in transition, he knows how to finish. This is a guy who's going to bring a lot of energy to this arena. And with a team that has so many weapons, it's going to continue to improve day in, day out, improve over the weeks and months of this season. Michigan team that as they figure things out, as they realize where they're going to get shots, they become more and more dangerous.
You're excited about Charles Matthews. He went to Kentucky, didn't quite make it into that lineup. He was a top 50 recruit, though, coming out of St. Rita High School. This was not a guy who wasn't highly thought of. Comes to Michigan, and John Beilein and this Michigan squad, they're excited about him. Peppers on the drive inside. That's off the mark. Rebound tipped around, pulled down by McKay. Can't get it to go. The tip won't go. And now we've got a whistle, and that one's going to count. The bucket will count. Goaltending is the call, and that's the first field goal since 10:07 in the second half for Central Michigan.
Oh, then you see the extended pressure now. Definitely a little bit of a goaltending here. You're going to see it on the rim. The extended pressure, you got to attack at this point.
Simpson will attack the lob and the finish. Oh, Faulkner with the flush.
You've got to punish a team that is going to extend and play full court pressure. The three-quarter pressure has been token in some ways. It's been to take the rhythm out of the game, and it worked for most of the game. But when you extend full court, to extend this basketball game, Michigan's going to be able to beat you.
And the tie-up possession are going to keep it on this end of the floor.
Look, this trap was in the worst possible spot for Michigan, too. But you've got the length of Duncan Robinson, the height of Duncan Robinson to be able to see over the top. And if you pass out of that double team in that tough spot, it's going to lead to a 3-on-1, 2-on-1 opportunity, and it's an easy lob dunk.
And that gives Wagner his second straight double-double to start this season. 10 points, 11 rebounds.
I've been impressed with his positioning in terms of rebounding. He's always been in position to rebound the basketball.
Is that an area he's gotten better in, at least in the early stage of the season? Roundtree hits the three.
I think he's understanding the game. You understand the game that much better. I mean, talk about rebounding, defensive rebounding percentage and all these other things. You might as well just say, all right, is he in position to rebound? You get the rebounds that you're in position to rebound. It's not just boxing out anymore. It's not that old school. It's being in position to actually corral the ball. And I'll tell you, he's been in a position every single time on the defensive end.
Oh, the answer from Xavier Simpson. Big three at the top of the key for Simpson. He's into double figures now with 12. A perfect 5 of 5 from the floor, and Cecil Williams a little bit short in the rebound to Matthews.
We saw Jerron Simmons came in and had a really productive couple minutes. You hope that production from Simmons coming off the bench picks up the play of Xavier Simpson. I mean, that kind of that challenge, the competition, it brings out the best in each one of them.
Matthews trying to find room on the baseline. Not there. Nice wraparound pass to Robinson. Simpson from deep. First miss of the night, and it belongs to Central Michigan.
Tough spacing on that baseline drive. Yeah, Wagner on the same side. Really nowhere to go down there. And that read needs to happen before you put the ball on the floor and get stuck. They're going to figure that out. I mean, they're going to figure out each other's skill set. There's no rigidity in the offense of John Beilein. There's no, if he goes here, you must go here, and then it's a downstream. No, there's no rigidity. It's read and react, and you're not just read and reacting to what they should be doing. You're read and reacting to your teammates and their skill sets.
And you're going to learn a lot about this team from this game as they move forward.
Absolutely.
I mean, this has been a good test tonight for Michigan, and a foul underneath going the other way. They got a test from North Florida, a little sputter early, and then they blew it open late in that one. Never really able to pull away from Central Michigan. To their credit, Central Michigan has stuck around despite a scoring drought in the second half.
I give Keno Davis a lot of credit. He was 100% correct in his assessment of his team. Yes, he said he really likes his team. They're well balanced. He goes, everybody can shoot the basketball, and that makes us really tough to cover. Because I also like that we're a much better defensive team. They're smart. They're not getting out of position. Yes, they're extending a little bit now. It'll be interesting to see if they're able to attack that extended pressure. But Michigan not in any hurry to give up the basketball with a minute 15 left.
Michigan will head to Maui coming up this weekend. They'll leave. They'll face off with LSU first. Former VCU head coach Will Wade running LSU these days. Notre Dame's going to be out there. A really good Wichita State team will be out there. It'll be a nice challenge for Michigan in Maui.
You're in Maui.
I guess the words challenge and Maui don't usually go together. Is it a challenge to find a good spot on the beach?
It is a challenge. There's always good competition out there. There's always well-coached teams. And the challenge is starting to figure out who you're going to be. How do you play together with this new lineup? replacing pieces. To replace pieces, you just try to mimic what the team was last year. It's not how it's going to be. This is a different team. Different strengths, different weaknesses. And that's what they've got to figure out on the first couple weeks of the season.
First field goal made for Cecil Williams tonight. After he had 21 points and 11 rebounds on Friday. Faulkner! Oh my! The exclamation point on the alley-oop to Charles Matthews.
I see a lot of those highlights from Charles Matthews. I mean, he's a high flyer, and again, he's only scratching the surface. You see another three go. They're not going to go away.
Faulkner says you should look at that. His toe is on the line. 69-63. Central Michigan hanging around. Each team is at 10 from behind the arc.
Michigan's got 10, but they've got a lot of wide open misses. And as a coaching staff, you feel good about the open shots that you get, especially if you're able to win the basketball game. You don't really feel too good about missed shots when you lose. But if you win by 10 points, 6 points, whatever, and you missed a ton of open shots, you've got to feel good about whatever you've done to execute to get those open looks. If you shoot 10%, all you're doing is shooting fadeaway 30-footers. Yeah, you got problems, and the problem is in the execution department.
Central Michigan applying a little pressure on the inbound. 27 seconds to go. And Simpson is fouled in a 6-point game. Sixth team foul on Central Michigan, so one more before free throws will be shot. Buechler in now, replacing David DeLeo. Robinson fouled and off to the free throw line goes Duncan Robinson, 78% shooter at the line a year ago. Only the Journey takes you behind the scenes for an all-access look at the Big Ten football season. Don't miss a brand new episode tomorrow at 9 Eastern, right here on BTN. 1-and-1 opportunity for Robinson, first free throws of the night. Michigan's only been to the line 8 times as a team, 7 for 8.
That's what happens when you go against a zone. It's sitting back, not really chasing the play, but always in position.
They were 8th in the nation a year ago, shooting 78% from the line, set a school record for the best free throw percentage. Technically 77.9, because I know you're a stickler for detail.
Yes, I am. Total stickler. They have to earn fouls to go up against the zone. Earn them by movement, by attacking, by being aggressive, moving the basketball, moving bodies. You don't pick up fouls if you just pass it around the perimeter. It's an interesting team, this Michigan team. It really is. Because when the pieces come together as one, as they did last year, it's going to be a really dangerous team. I mean, Duncan Robinson's just firing three all over the court.
Faulkner hits the glass the way he is.
And he's going to knock down threes, too. The more he knocks down threes, the more you're going to see his ability to put the ball on the floor. That's a game changer. When you think about some of the matchups in this conference, they got good bigs in this conference. We got really good bigs in this conference. But that versatility changes things.
Comes down to who's going to grab that point guard spot for this team. Sean Roundtree.
Absolutely.
With the finish there.
It's who makes the team better. And it's not really, everybody talks about, well, maybe it's point guard by committee. It's like, not really. It's not really point guard by committee. It's not two different quarterbacks playing in different roles. It's a different team with each individual on the floor. So John Beilein, it's not just figuring out who they're best with, it's who they are with that individual on the floor. It's also rotations, what lineups work best. Coaches don't exactly just show up and put guys on the floor. A little more thought goes into it.
12 assists and 2 turnovers total for Xavier Simpson now in the first 2 games. No turnovers tonight, John, in 26 minutes.
Again, granted, I don't mean to take away from it. Right. Granted, that's against the zone. They're not really attacking with no pressure. That's taking passes away. But certainly something to build on, especially if you're able to protect the basket. Again, coaches play the guys that they trust.
Well, Simpson has scored a little bit tonight as well. 13 points tonight for Xavier Simpson. Low scoring, taking care of the basketball, all things that will endear that young point guard to his head coach, John Beilein. Or any head coach for that matter. You don't turn it over. Most coaches like that. 8.2 seconds to go. Abdur Rahman to inbound. Ball trigger to Robinson. 5 seconds and counting, and Michigan's just going to dribble this one out. Good battle tonight at Chrysler Arena, but a 72-65 win for the Michigan Wolverines. And Michigan now 2-0 on this young season with the 72-65 win over the Chippewas, who fall to 1-1. 5 Wolverines in double figures. Abdur Rahman with 17, Matthews and Simpson 13 apiece, Robinson and Wagner each with 10. Wagner with the double-double, 10 points, 11 rebounds. And for a guy who had only 1 double-double in his career prior to this year, back-to-back double-doubles to start off the 2017 portion of the schedule for Michigan. Michigan now 2-0. It was a battle tonight, 72-65. Michigan victorious by 7 over Central Michigan. And Abdur Rahman, the leading scorer tonight, 17 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds in 36 minutes of play for the senior out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. And we mentioned those leading scorers, Muhammad Ali, Abdur Rahman with 17, and Charles Matthews with 13, 6 of 12 from the floor, 1 of 6 from 3 for Charles Matthews. So Michigan wins it 72-65.